despite its weird weapons, over-the-top kills, beautiful environments, and the occasional dick joke.
I will kill your dicks!
What? What does that even mean?
You namby-pamby cocksucks!
You're gonna kill my dick? Ishi, talk to me! You scared the dick off me! I'll kill your dick! Let's see some fight, you savage cocksuckers! I named him Waggleton P. Tallylicker.
Bulletstorm slipped under the radar in a lot of ways, but it combined aspects of modern gaming with the arcade origins of the genre in a way that I wish we would see a lot more often today. Despite coming out in February of 2011, I didn't actually get around to buying the game until December of 2011, and based on my Steam library, probably played it for the first time about 5 years after that. Either way, once I finally got around to playing it, I was hooked immediately. Well, almost immediately. Either way, I was a big fan. Plot of the game, long story short. Your friend got blowed up, it's your fault, and you need to get off the planet to make it up to him. The story isn't exactly what's going to blow your mind, even though it can't seem to totally decide whether the story is actually supposed to take itself seriously or not, with more than a few scenes playing out the melodrama without a hint of irony.
Our drunken thirst for revenge just killed our crew.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry. You're sorry?
Which isn't to say that it doesn't occasionally have a couple moments that feel genuine and make the characters feel more fleshed out.
There you go. So what's the wish?
Okay. You forgive Ishi. He's not a bad guy. He's been through some sour times.
Yeah, who hasn't? Fine. Try.
But the rollicking story isn't why you're here to play Bulletstorm. The two main draws are the Skillshot system and the set pieces. The set pieces are pretty self-explanatory. You want to walk horizontally down the side of a skyscraper in a megacity? We got you. You want to outrun a massive water wheel on a train while shooting down helicopters? We got you. You want to run through the tentacle-ravaged streets of Neo-Akron, the name I just made up for this city? Baby, we got you.
Go around pissing off everything you meet!
Mostly, yeah.
It's not a long game. The whole thing took me about 6.5 hours to beat, but it still manages to be jam-packed with scenes that really took my breath away, even nearly 8 years after release. Which is nice because it goes a long way towards breaking up the different areas which, while gorgeous, can be a little samey, even as you ostensibly progress through different areas of the city. While there is no shortage of individual moments of spectacle that have stuck with me, I can't really say the same of the level design. But Bulletstorm hardly pioneered or reinvented the concept of the set piece. No, what I really came for, what you came for, or what you should come for, is the Skillshot system. The concept is simple. If you kill people in new and interesting ways, you earn points. These points can be used to buy ammunitions and upgrades for your guns. Points for shooting guys in the head, points for shooting guys in the butt, points for shooting guys in the balls, points for shooting guys in the balls. Where are your balls? Where are your balls? Oh, there they are. But why is this a big deal? Well, because it fundamentally changes the way you approach firefights. Are you tired of the typical third-person shooter? Of boring fights moving from one chest-high wall for another? Well, no more! With the Skillshot system, not only can you address situations from new and different angles, you're rewarded for it. Not just the completionist side of you, but the actually wanting tangible rewards side. For a lot of the weirder guns, you're not going to see a lot of ammo drops from enemies. So if you want to keep slow motion sniping guys or kicking a ball of explosions around, you're going to need to do more than just out-bullet the other team. And at any time, you can also check the database, see what skill shots you have and haven't unlocked for each weapon, and how much they're worth. I absolutely love the shit out of this system, and I would love it if a lot more games took several pages from this book. It seems so obvious for RPG games, and yet it seems to be totally absent. Borderlands 2 has the badass rank system, but that's based pretty much exclusively on boring staples like kill 10 of creature A or get 10 kills with gun type B, which is crazy to me. Borderlands 2 came out a year and a half after Bulletstorm, but this was still the most creative alternate leveling system they could come up with. It's such a ridiculous and over-the-top kind of game in the first place that you think they could have come up with level up through testicle shots on their own. Oh well, I guess there's always hope for Borderlands 3. But that does bring us to a game that, whether intentionally or not, really took me back to the feelings of playing through Bulletstorm. A game that I think really took a lot of people by surprise a couple years ago. An absolute bloodbath of a game that has no qualms about turning everything up to 11 and just reveling in it. Of course, I'm talking about the one, the only, Panty Party. I bought this game. I bought it and I played it so that I could get footage to make that joke. I might have beaten it. You can't prove that. No, of course I'm talking about Doom parentheses 2016. Far and away the closest equivalent to the Skillshot system that Bulletstorm introduced us to is Doom's challenge system. Each level includes a variety of ways to gain upgrade points, from the fairly basic get X number of kills to the much more interesting challenges. Pile on top of that the weapon-specific challenges, which reward you with upgrades to the gun you use the most, and that really act to change the way those weapons play. While not quite as varied as the Skillshot system, it does its job of helping break up the monotony of tearing apart Hellspawn on Mars. Look, maybe it wasn't necessary, but it was welcome. These systems are not flawless. For some people, it can activate an almost obsessive need to complete the varied challenges, which just leads to frustration and distracts from how enjoyable you find the overall game.
So what I did was retried this fight in particular about 4 times before finally checking that one off the list and moving on. I was just willingly getting myself killed if I didn't do it right.
And I totally get this. I ran into several instances in both games where I brought my own playthrough to a screeching halt because, oh, this area must be the perfect place for that one skill shot, or I'm not leaving this level until I can find that last goddamn secret. The way I see it, there are 2 solutions. One, you go the Borderlands 2 route of presenting a long, seemingly never-ending list of challenges. Confronted with this list, players will either have to pick a handful of challenges to focus on and let the rest come as a surprise, or starve themselves to death exhausting the list. Either way, problem solved. The second solution, in my mind, is that me and people like me can stop being such dumb idiots and just learn to relax. Look, I want to make it clear. This isn't like a reference you're not getting. If you go to Google right now and type in games like Bulletstorm, the first result is Bulletstorm. The second result is Panty Party. The third result is Sword Legacy Omen, a game which, to the best of my knowledge, doesn't even contain any bullets and a minimal amount of storms. Out of curiosity though, and for your sake, I bought Panty Party and I played it, and it's nothing like Bulletstorm. But surprisingly, it's also not too great. It's not great. It's okay. It's fine. I mean, I beat it. I unlocked all the panties. I mean, not those panties. Fuck those panties. But the rest of them, it's fine.